Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Hope you guys had an awesome day. And I know, what a day. I ran home early to do that first video on the land, but we're gonna slow roll this one a little bit more, guys, and just go over some finer points I'd like to make about this set coming up. Lots of people had other things they wanted to mention, and I already thought about a lot of these, so I'm gonna bring them up now. So this will be a little bit longer of a video. Please bear that in mind. First off, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. The more subscribers I have, the closer we get to that 1,000 mark, and I would like to go out with a bang on 1,000, and it is possible to do still before Zendikar Rising releases. And if you're new to the channel and you do subscribe, please find my Zendikar releases video. It's on my front page. There's also a link below in this video which will show you how to enter that contest. Just make sure you follow the rules, please. And of course, some new Patreon people joined me today. Thank you so much, guys. Seriously, every little bit counts. I really do appreciate it. And to all my regular viewers and Patreon supporters, thank you so much, guys. This is awesome. And I'm really lucky to be doing it. So, cool. Thanks again. All right, now we've wasted like a whole minute. Let's get back in the action. Okay. This is what's called fourth quarter for Hasbro. Fourth quarter for Wizards. Dungeons & Dragons. They're all part of the same company. They're sub-companies within a company. In case you guys didn't know how it kind of went, Dungeons & Dragons was kind of like a little standalone company. Wizards of the Coast had so much money they didn't know what to do when they really exploded onto the scene. So as it goes with a fish on top of a fish, TSR was the minnow. They were the fish that ate that minnow. They got bigger. Hasbro came along because they're a gaming company. They have lots of board games and card games and stuff of their own right for the last like 100 years. Toys and all those sorts of items. So they gobbled up Wizards. That's just a short synopsis of how things go in the business world, okay? But this is called fourth quarter earnings. So what happens is before December 31st of this year, companies like Hasbro have to show their earnings to their investors, is how they raise capital and money, to show that they're a profitable company. Now, the last couple of years, they have been leaning on the Wizards of the Coast to make products and ramp up production of those products to make more money. Now, that said, that is not a bad thing. Okay, that's called capitalism, guys. Welcome to the world. But at the same time, it allows us to see so much more product. So yes, this was a very well orchestrated plan by Wizards of the Coast, Mark Rosewater, to make sure that in this last quarter, before the year ends, Zendikar Rising is not just going to be big. Listen to me, it's not just going to be big. It is going to be by far the biggest seller Magic has probably had, is my prediction. I don't know how else to tell you guys. Those lands, these cards we're seeing, the style, the format, they actually got everything right. I told you in the video before, I feel like I'm at Christmas. I'm tingly. I'm excited. It makes Double Masters look like I was playing Jim Rummy. There's some great cards there to see repeated, but it's not fresh stuff, right? You're just playing the same game over and over. Whereas this one, the concepts in my head are flying a mile a minute. I haven't enough time to breathe today, as some of you guys feel the same way. It's like, oh, so many products coming out, so you don't know what to do. Well, let's take time just to rehash things. Deep breath, deep breath. Hold on, water. All right. If we think of things in terms of how they're making money, they plan this to make sure their fourth quarter is strong. They're ending the year well. Not only do we have Zendikar Rising, we still have, Green Commander at some point soon, and Commander's Legends, which is going to be another good set, I guarantee it. They're touching on the old stuff, you know? Baron Senior. They're hitting some of the old themes for old school players like me, and they're going to bring forward probably new stuff. They literally have 20 years worth of stories to draw upon just from the cards. From everything from, you're not going to see Haz's on tomorrow, but he's by far my favorite legend. And there's not much about him. I just like the concept of little sand warriors rising up out of the sand back in the day, so he caught my eye. But legends like that are not reprintable show that there are ways around it with different cards. So don't be surprised you see new legends that are very low casting costs. Don't forget, also in this set, I didn't post on my cards today. I'm going to show you in a few minutes. But there's a thing that says, destroy a target planeswalker or creature that is casting cost 2 or less. So let's think about that. Why would they make a card that's going to kill a Planeswalker that costs 2 or less. Unless, of course, there's a Planeswalker coming out that costs 2 or less. Right? We're not going to see Tybalt here. So somewhere they've got low casting cost Planeswalkers coming, guys. They're coming. Somewhere between Legends and this. So maybe still in Zendikar we're going to see some very low casting cost Planeswalkers that cost 2. Hello, Mox Amber. You know me, guys. Mox Amber. It's all about the Mox. Hence the name Moxman. But it'll be very entertaining to see. But again, I'm digressing. So let's go back here. So Wizards is going to make sure that these last quarters are very good. This last one here, coming up to December 31st, will be strong. Okay? It's going to, trust me, how many of you guys are even thinking right now about Ikoria? How many of you guys are looking back right now saying, oh, wow, wish about Theros? Those cards are not getting their print runs renewed. Okay? They're not. The printer's going to be tied up doing Zendikar. I guarantee you that that's what's going to happen. Which means if those cards don't get their next print releases done, then financially those sets will be able to print faster. They'll be actually worth more money. Cards like Ikoria with the whole like Godzilla theme, right? Theros, hello, Kroxa, Uro, those are gonna go up faster than most people realize, because Wizards is dangling the next shiny thing in front of you. Here's the shiny thing. Come on, follow, and we all look that way. That's what we do, and that's okay as well. It's not a bad thing. But for those of you who are investing, for those of you like me who kind of like keep a little bit of everything as much as I can, you're going to look at that and say, like, War of the Sparks dropping out of print. You don't think that's not going to go up in value? When you look back, you say, hey, what are our cards? Throne of Eldraine? I mean, guys, these sets will drop off before you know it, because a set like Zendikar that is offering us so many things is going to blow your mind. My mind is already blown. I'm not just pre-blown. I'm just blown. It doesn't matter what else is in the set. Some of the cards I saw were awesome. That's great. The flip lands were cool. That's great. But the land cycle they put in allows me to do so many more things for the next couple of years while it's in rotation. Jace decks, Teferi decks. I am in heaven, as it were. I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. But this was all planned by Wizards. Wizards knew what they were doing. Okay? They knew sets like Double Masters were going to have a big boom. A lot of us were attracted to. I've mentioned before, I'm not big on those products. I think those should end up, be reprinted here and there, but they should be going to the secondary market to help us set the prices at local retailer level. So I'm never very big on those. I bought some because, of course, the channel said, hey, show us some awesome new cards. And, of course, I went ahead and did it. But in terms of value, I usually kind of stick to standard sets. I've mentioned this before. I have a few specialty products, like I have one from the vault of this or that, and I have some of the Versus decks. They were $9 on clearance. So I have some of those, but I don't stick to the fancy sets. Usually I just buy one to kind of display, right? You see across there, right? I keep some little background stuff. It's fun, although I'm always afraid this is going to fall over. It's just like a couple thick, so I'm always afraid it's going to fall. So don't think that Wizards didn't think this through. They're geniuses. Literally. Whoever thought this through, amazing. The video presentation I thought was a little hokey today on Twitch, I'll be honest. A little too kiddish for me. The Nahiri video was cool. Nahiri being a bad guy kind of freaked me out. I don't always consider her evil, but I guess when you're an interdimensional planeswalking being, what's good and evil to you, right? Really? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, me personally, I still don't think she could beat Sorin, by the way. I just don't see it. Come on. Not going to happen. So I'll be curious to see how this goes. But for Zendikar itself, it is going to be taking up a lot of Wizards' time. It's going to tie things up for a while. They're going to run out of production. They did not make enough for this. Them displaying this, their numbers are pre-ordered, right? So I know at the local retail level, some of the guys I know who have ordered and have them and bought them, they don't have much left to sell in the store because they pre-ordered some to people like myself because I do it for the box openings here, right? So don't be surprised and don't jump out and overpay for boxes. I never like that idea. You should kind of know what your retailer is selling it for and stick to that. Don't buy in the secondary market. You can wait. It's gonna come out again. And for those of you who are lucky enough to do some of my openings here, I'll be giving packs away with a common missing, and the packs will be seeded. Listen to me. When those go out, when you guys win those packs, yes, they'll be pre-opened, but I will not be taking anything out of them. Okay, you guys should know me by now. I don't do that. I'm going to take one card out, and there'll be a random card inserted. It could be anything from a common from a different set to, I don't know, what do I have over here? What can I show you? To a foil 2021 card. Whatever suits my fancy to kind of mix things up a bit. And there'll be old stuff and new stuff. So, but that'll be me, okay? So, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. This is planned, it's orchestrated, but that's not a bad thing, okay? They got to make money, they got to make products that we're going to buy. And they really are making a product that we are really going to buy, okay? I definitely plan that. Now, from what I saw in the comment sections earlier tonight, a lot of these, like, it won't be that hard to get them. I thought they were rare, so I thought it would be kind of hard, but maybe not. Maybe they're not going to be as hard as I think, which would be good, because then a lot more players can get them. But I still think they'll sell out. Even at that rate, you have to have 4. Like, everyone needs a place out of each of them in 4, and there's like, what, 8 of them? So you need like 16, like 4 of each, 4 times 8, 32. You need 32 of these babies, man. So that's a lot. That's like a whole booster box if you get lucky enough to get those things. So, very exciting stuff. Now, we still have more to talk about. I'm sorry, I know this video is going a little bit longer than normal, guys, but I just want to touch base to say, like, financially, you know, Wizards did have this kind of planned out. I'm sure it was like a long master plan, kind of like a Marvel movie scenario where they're going year after year and they kind of space things out how they want it to be. Because they can actually inject value. They know when something's going to be valuable. They've looked at the secondary market, they've looked at the player level, they look at the retailer level, even if it's unofficially, and they kind of see what people are after. So, we have a couple of cards to go over tonight. Just some stuff that caught my eye. So we'll do these ones first. But bing! I know you can't see my face. Now, this is just one card, but it's 2 pieces. This is one of the new flip lands. Now, they had this big name for it, the Modi, whatever. So it's Palaka Caverns and Palaka Predation. Now, it can come in as a land, but then later on you can cast it as its sorcery ability. So you can use this as a land, comes into play tapped, provides a black mana. But later on in the game, or as soon as you have 3, you could flip it for its sorcery effect, but maybe you don't need that land. And it says, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a card with a converted mana cost of 3 or greater. That player discards that card. Wow! Like, think about that, guys. That will be totally, totally awesome. I'm just shrinking this down so we can see my face again and we can see the card still. It is going to be a very effective card. Same with the Valute Caverns, which I didn't do tonight. I'll do it another night. It's the same type of thing. This is a good mechanic. Now, I thought we were going to see a clone land of some kind. So maybe that's still in the rumor mill. Maybe it's not going to happen. But maybe it will. Or a land that causes lands to flip still. Who knows? Because they could totally do that. When this comes into play, all lands of certain types will flip to the opposite side. Like a blood moon kind of thing. It'd be so cool. At least I think it'll be cool. So again, a card like this will have uses, but it does come into play tapped. And based on how the new mana patterns will be and what we have available to us, people are going to have very complex decks again, guys. The multitude of colors you can put in with really minimal trouble now overall is going to lead to some really awesome deck designs and deck building and very unorthodox decks. I mean, come on. You could build a 80, 70 card deck and still have good mana flow. So you might even see larger decks like your Ryan decks that actually can work well. I'm telling you, this card here will see play, okay? The ability, because you know you have heavier casting cost stuff from Icorian there. Some of the big legends will be there. Kongola, stuff like that. This can help get rid of some of that and mitigate some of that damage. And you can still have 4. I mean, you could still have a few of these suckers in your hand as well as other cards. So I'll be curious to see what other lands, if there's other types. We saw there's a red one. This is the black one. Maybe the white one will say, oh, you can flip it for sorcery, put 2+1/+1 counters or something on a white creature or on a creature you control. I don't know. I'm just saying, very, very cool land. It's going to see some play. So, and I love the art. Like, tell me that doesn't look creepy, man. Like right there, if you look right there, that is creepy. Very cool card. Very nice art. All right, let's go to the next one here. I'm going to get rid of that one and go, bah! All right. Omnath. You knew I was going to do Omnath, guys. This is a 4 casting cost, 4/4 Omnath. When Omnath's local creation enters the battlefield, draw a card. That's cool. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. If this was the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second time, add 4 mana pool. If it's the third time, it deals 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. Not even your planeswalkers. It's hitting another planeswalker. And look how big he is. Look at the scene around the Omnath. Look at him. There's like mountain things in the background and all kinds of broken head drawings and stuff. That is crazy. He's like gigantic. You think he'd be, for 4/4, you think he'd be so much bigger, but that's okay. Okay. Now the next one here is the Legion Angel. 4 to cast, 4/3 flyer. Already a pretty good card. When the Legion Angel enters the battlefield, you may reveal a card you own named Legion Angel from outside the game and put it into your hand. So again, this card is similar, right? We're talking, not exactly, but similar to some of the white card effects. Sorry, let's go up the corner again. Some of those white card effects where you can go into your deck and start cycling through to get these cards. But this, unlike the other ones which were like 2 2s for 3, this is 4, but it's a 4/3 flyer. And it lets you go get another 4/3 flyer, which again will let you get another 4/3 flyer. You see what I'm talking about this? You could have these things in your sideboard, only have 2 in your deck, 2 in your sideboard, and you're set. You could have all 4 in your deck and just cycle through and get them as you need them. That's a pretty cool concept. It's a good card. And you notice, they talked about this in the set. For those who didn't see the videos, they're having this whole thing where, see how it says under the Legion Angel, it says Angel Warrior. Then they have Angel Clerics, and there's all these different types. If you have all of them in play, they have certain effects that can happen based on them, okay? So some will say, oh, if you have a Warrior and Angel, whatever, you gain 2 life for each one in play. Or you get to draw a card, or your casting costs are less. So if you have your party, your adventuring party of guys together, your Angel Warrior, your Thief and Cleric and stuff, you get to do these things, which is kind of cool. Mage as well, I think, right? So it's kind of like that D&D theme, which brings me to our last and final point. As a massive Dungeons & Dragons guy from back in the day, 80s style, 1st and 2nd edition only. I've never gone further because I still own my books, and I refuse to pay more money to buy new books. So I am permanently stuck in 2nd edition. FACO with the big 0. Okay? But to be able for them to finally implement Dungeons & Dragons characters, possibly legends, into this world of Magic is amazing. That means we could technically see the gods of Faerun, gods of Krynn, a Spelljammer. We could use a multitude of worlds, which actually, Al-Qadim, which opens up Greyhawk. Oh my god. Opens up so many campaign settings for Dungeons & Dragons aficionados to bring those players into Magic and Magic players to D&D for a cross-organizational thing. Pretty smart, isn't it? And of course, they will make the cards pretty powerful. Like my favorite character, like guys like Drista Warden from Forgotten Realms. They're going to make him a ranger, obviously, because he's a ranger. He's going to be a legendary creature. He'll probably be like green-white, and he'll be totally wicked. Then they can make his Panther, Guinevere. You can have each of the heroes. You could bring in Huma from Legends of Krynn. They could bring in so many characters. Now, I'm sure they'll stick to something a little more basic at first. Beholders, that kind of thing. And introduce us to all those monsters of Forgotten Realms over a couple of sets. But you can imagine how they can cross-represent and cross-coordinate this series if they do it properly. I believe back in the late 90s, they actually had a series of cards for Dungeons & Dragons, a card game they tried to launch that didn't go well. I do remember it vaguely. So this, I'm sure, will be much more organized. Wizards is really intelligent now, and they can totally make this happen, just like Marvel does with their movies. We're going to be floored, I can tell. And some of the new sets like that, was that the Viking set coming up, the Norse one? Norse gods, come on, man. We are going to see some amazing sets this upcoming year, guys. This is going to blow most people's minds. I'm already, like I said, I'm pre-blown just with what I saw today. I can't imagine what my heart is going to be doing. Defibrillator! When we go next. I'm still beating, it's okay. It blows my mind. And I will be so excited to share it with everyone watching tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you managed to make it this far in. I know it was a long one, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And I just can't cut things off at 5, 6 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know how other YouTubers do it. I like to yak to you guys and talk. So I hope you guys are as thrilled as I am about what we saw today. I know a few of you are a little disappointed and kind of feel let down by previous sets. Remember, don't let the set get you down with what they did. Right? They're only presenting you a door. And we can pick whether or not we want to walk through it. I normally don't walk through that door, but I did this time because we all wanted to see stuff. But maybe next time we won't go through as many of that door. Maybe we'll just buy a couple packs. Maybe we'll just buy the singles. Right? But for Zendikar, I'm buying some. Like I already have a little bit to show you guys, but you know, I'm hoping I can figure out a way. So we'll see. Bills first. I know. Bills first. I got bills to pay. Bills first. And then I'll sort out the rest around Christmas time. It's going to be in print for a couple of years. I have time. Okay. So if you're new to the video, new to the channel, hope you hit subscribe by now. Nobody made this far into the video. Nobody's even watching. I can just sit here and drink water. And Army of Darkness really was one of the best movies ever. Evil Dead 2 is good. Evil Dead's a little hokey, but Evil Dead 2 is good. I didn't like the new Evil Dead. Ash, the TV show Army of Darkness, was awesome. Hercules, he was really awesome as well. Bruce Campbell, man, he didn't get enough credit, let me tell you. Army of Darkness forever, man. That and G.I. Joe, 2009. Awesome. See, nobody's even watching this far. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and have a great one tonight. I look forward to showing more spoilers tomorrow, guys. Who knows what we will see, but at least we'll get to see it together. You guys have a great night. Hey guys, MTG Moxman here. Thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. And please remember that the power of 9 is 9 cards. And they are all amazing. Do you know there's actually the power of 10? There is. There's cards that should be in the power, but they're not. It's amazing.